As a penetration tester, you need to think like an attacker would. You need to start with the weakest link in the chain, which are most often our users, because we have not raised their awareness through training. And low-tech or no-tech attacks can often be just as or more effective than us using more sophisticated tools and advanced approaches. It is very common for large organizations to have a good, strong perimeter defense, but once you're past that, they don't have the defense in depth that they should, and you can probably access most things. And that is why social engineering can be such a powerful tool. It's just an attacker using their people skills to bypass our security controls. People want to be helpful, they don't want to get in trouble, and they want the good deal. And social engineering is often what we start out with after the planning in our penetration testing. We might have spent some time researching the company online, found the phone numbers of 20 employees, or just call the dispatcher and say, I need to talk to this and this employee. When you get dispatched through, it often looks like you're coming from an internal company number. Then you tell the person at the other end, hey, this is from IT Help Desk. I see some problems on your system. Can you give me your username and password so I can log in and fix it for you? You will be surprised how many people do that. Or remember back to the ice cream example with the truck. 95% of the employees there that day entered their username and password just to get free ice cream. And social engineering attacks are most often more effective when you're in person, but they can still be very effective over phone or an email. And if we use one of these approaches, they will be even more efficient. We can use authority. That's someone either they are afraid of or they trust. If you look and sound like an authority figure, you probably are. They don't want to get in trouble. That could just be you in a suit looking like senior management or you wearing a uniform. This is most effective with impersonation, whaling, or phishing attacks. It can also easily be paired with intimidation. If you don't do this, then this bad thing happens. And since I'm the authority, I can make it happen. That can be the pop-ups that say, your system is infected. Click here to clean all the viruses out. You click on it and now you get all the viruses. Or it could be a phishing email. The attacker figures out who senior management is, sends them a threatening email saying, if you don't fill out and return these documents within a week, we'll sue you for $1 million. Since often senior management is not very IT savvy, they open the attachment, which has a Trojan or hidden payload, which then infects their systems, and you now have access to the system of the CEO. We can also use consensus, but everybody else was doing it. And you can then sound like an old and tired parent. If everybody else was jumping out of the window, would you do it? And the answer is probably yes. The other kids were doing it too. That was actually the answer of most of the people who gave their username and password for free ice cream. Well, everybody else at the office was doing it, so I thought it was okay. It can also just be fake reviews on a website. Download this free course with 1,000 5-star reviews, and then when you download it, you get the actual course, but it also has a Trojan in it. Scarcity is also another one I think everybody has seen by now. Only today, buy Rolexes for $10, where most of us think, well, that's just stupid. There are people who click on it, get infected, and then they're compromised. Urgency is also a good one. You have to do this or else. The one I mentioned before, sign these papers or we'll file a lawsuit against you. You have 1 week. It uses both authority, urgency, and intimidation. And then familiarity. You have something in common with the person that you're trying to attack or the person that's trying to attack you. Oh, you went to that high school too? You know Bob and Jane? You chat with the victim for a little while and then, oh, by the way, I'm calling from the IT department. I need to reset your password. Can you give me your current username and password? I'll do that for you real quick. And it is effective because we have that common ground. We kind of know each other because we went to the same high school, or at least we pretended we did, and we know Bob and Jane. And you recognize most of these are common sales tools. They're efficient, they work for selling stuff, they also work very well for social engineering. Try and get into a building, you can just go hang out with the smokers. Then when they head back in, you just follow them in, you smoke together, you kind of know each other. Or show up with a bunch of tools in a handyman suit, looking like you're gonna go fix something and you have both hands full. Then people will open the door and let you in. Or show up with balloons and a cake. It looks like you have a reason to be there. People want to be helpful. They would want someone else to do it for them if they brought a cake. And it is so effective because many places we forget to train our users in how to spot social engineering and be rigorous about the rules for access control.